I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers.
Hello, paranormal dudes, dudettes, and dudays. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for joining us for another week, episode 104.
Woo!
This is a real fucked up episode.
Yeah.
Warning, do not let your children under 16 listen to this because, wow, this is real bad. We're going back into the world of cults.
Yay.
This one is known for physical torture.
Oh, no.
So, you've been warned.
Mutilation.
No breathing.
Oh, no.
Don't give a fuck if I'm bleeding. Sorry. Kalila, man. I live in music quotes. It's fine. First, if you are a fan of uncovering the buried history that some people do not want you to learn, give our show Rethinking Our History a try. We have been connecting the dots about how things of today are directly linked to actions of the past. We will be at Hauntlanta on Lake Lanier, on Lanier Island on Lake Lanier from March 14th till the 16th.
Yeah.
This fucking weekend, I'm leaving.
Woo.
When this comes out, I will be leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
What? That's fine. There is a link for tickets in the show notes. If you would please be so kind, give us a follow, like, or share on social needs. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and also YouTube. Just search for the Paranormal Lovers in the search bar. If you would like to support the pod, we have a couple of ways to do so. First, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/paranormal lovers. There you get early access to unedited videos of both shows as well as stickers and other swag. We also have a merch shop at theparanormallovers.threadless.com. Finally, if you have a personal story, be it true crime, paranormal, or historical, or if you have a topic request, email us at theparanormallovers@yahoo.com. All right. This week, we're going to Canada.
Canada.
They're not. These are not nice Canadians. These are not nice Canadians.
Oh, no.
They're Canadians that would not be booing the national anthem right now. They're not nice Canadians.
Hockey players?
You know what, y'all? I think like one of our biggest followers, well, I don't know. One of our biggest locations is British Columbia.
Nice.
Y'all, I love y'all. Keep booing us. Keep fucking booing us.
Hell yeah.
Every goddamn chance you get.
I love hockey.
Boo the shit out of us. I saw a thing this morning that said that was like a goose fought off a bald eagle.
Did you see where the hockey players got in a fight?
No. No, don't they always?
Yeah, but I gotta show you later. The U.S. played Canada in a what is it? The Olympics?
I don't think so. But
I think it's the Winter Olympics where
probably
they play
the Stanley
hockey.
Cup.
But it was U.S. versus Canada, and the first 30 seconds there was 6 fights.
Oh my lord! Fuck him up, Canada.
They literally dropped the puck and was like, the ref blew the whistle to go, and the gloves just went, and they just started fighting. Like you see them like square up and start fighting.
Fuck them up, Canada.
And it was like
fuck them up.
They did it 3 times in a row.
That's so funny.
Wow.
Well, this one, somebody should have done that to him. If somebody could have taken him out in the hockey and just beat the shit out of this guy so he wouldn't have done what he went on to do. But my God.
Oh, wait, he was a hockey player?
No, I'm just saying he was Canadian.
Oh, gotcha.
Like everybody in Canada is a hockey player.
Well, not everybody, but
no, not every. I know I'm stereotyping, but still, I make jokes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Sorry, I worked with Fatima the other day.
Yeah.
The Bulgarian accent. Fatima was there again. She's such a large woman. She kind of scares me a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
She bought $200 worth of shit the other day. I was like, what? Anyways. All right. By the name of this cult, it doesn't sound that bad. When you look into their crimes, it's really not cute. So let's look into the Anthill Kids. I was like, oh, that sounds cool as hell. It'd be like a great fucking band name, right? The creator and leader of this cult is one Roch Thériault. There's a lot of French in this story as it takes place in Quebec, Canada, and I only took one semester of French in high school. So sorry in advance for butchering these names.
God, he looks like somebody from Haywood County that I know.
Bro, he fucking freaky, right? He's like popcorn, was that you?
No, I'll tell you who he looks like later. I don't want to
Yeah.
mention him.
Roch was born on May 16th, 1947 as one of 7 children and was raised in Thetford Mines. Sorry, guy, Thetford Mines. He claimed that his father was abusive, although no proof has ever been found. Roch was a very smart kid, but dropped out of school in the 7th grade and began teaching himself the Old Testament.
Oh, no. Here's where he went wrong.
He pivoted the wrong way.
Wrong way.
He began fostering beliefs that the end of times was near and would be brought to pass by the war between good and evil. As a teenager, he was given to random outbursts of violence towards his friends and families. In 1977, Roch converted from Catholicism to Seventh Day Adventist and began to practice their pure living lifestyle, eating healthy food and no partaking of alcohol or tobacco, which was hard because he was an alcoholic. During this time, he began gaining followers, whom he moved to a commune in Santa Maria, Quebec. Here, he would spend his days giving motivational speeches about living in unity and equity and how to be free of sin. He began going by the name Mose, French for Moses. I'm going to call him Roch because it's the easy one.
Right.
And fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck him right up the ass with a cactus.
Right.
Oh, wait, we can't. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Yes, he is dead. And while his beliefs may have been based in the Seventh-day tenets, they were extreme even for them. And he was expelled from the church in April of 1978.
All right, then.
The Seventh-day Adventist
kicked him out.
Expelled him from their church.
That's pretty bad.
When you have like extreme leaning churches and like religious sects that are like, you too much, bro. Calm the fuck down is all I can say.
Right.
He then began preaching that his followers had to cut all communication with their families, friends, and church community, Cult Leader 101, along with making them all wear tunics. What is that about? Though?
The tunics?
Yeah, what's up with that with cult leaders?
I don't know.
I know what it is. It's stripping away their identity. Duh.
Yeah. That and like, I don't know, easy access.
Yeah, that too. Because, you know, they all got to do some fucked up shit.
Yep.
Eventually.
A lot of cults are over sexual.
Yeah, they're very sexualized, which I'm like,
ick.
Can't you just like be like, I'm a freak and I want to go to like some sex parties? Why do you have to start a cult? Like,
right.
It's not the 1800s or the 1600s anymore. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Just don't hurt people.
Yeah.
And another cult leader must have is that of a doomsday prophecy. This was not a hard thing for Roch to come up with, as he had been concerned about the end times since he was a small child. And as a prophet of God, he knew that their time would come in February of 1979.
All right, then.
Sir, I think you were off by a few decades. To prepare, Roch had his followers hike to a mountain that he called Eternal Mountain in Hope on the Gaspé Peninsula. He claimed that there they would all be saved, but first they had to build a community, while Roch sat back and relaxed. Seeing his followers rushing around building and making a life, he saw the similarities to an ant colony, thus deciding to name his cult the Ant Hill Kids. Clever. It's like it really should just be like a rock band name. Like it doesn't feel right being a cult name.
I want to say a rock band did steal the name later because I see some death metal bands down here.
I'm sure. Yeah. When February rolled around and the apocalypse was not happening, many of his followers began to question his wisdom. Roch claimed that it was a simple miscalculation due to the difference between time on Earth and God's time. Got it wrong. God is in the never zone. Our time's a little different. Sorry.
From Star?
Yeah. That's what I think of now. That I thought that, and it's like, oh, time works different, and I'm like, yeah, in the never zone. Oh,
And the abs.
if you have kids and you haven't seen Star Butterfly versus the Forces of Evil on Disney Plus, what are you doing? Go watch it. It's so
Yeah.
good.
It's a great show.
It is. And as with many cults, it did not take long for Rock's sexual abuse to start. To keep the community together and to grow his following, Rock married all of the women in the commune.
All of them.
All of them. Which it was only 9.
All right.
It was only 9, but still. He would go on to have over 20 children with 9 of the women from the group.
Jeez.
By the 1980s, there were around 40 members. Not the fastest growing cult in the world.
He was trying.
He was trying, though. And he needed more women.
Yeah.
In 1984, the group would move to a site near Burnt River in Ontario. It would also not take long for Rock's motivational speeches to stop. He had that drinking problem. And during this time, he changed into a ruler with an iron fist. He began making insane rules like the followers were not allowed to talk to one another unless he was around, and the members could not have sex without his permission. He began spying on his members. Then he would say that God told him what they did. If someone wanted to leave the commune, they faced the possibility of being beaten with a belt or hammer, being hung from the ceiling and having their body hair plucked out one by one,
Oh.
and even getting shit on by him.
Jeez.
Yeah. As I was like, Blippi, that you? He did it one time, folks. One fucking time. As the cult made money by selling baked goods, if someone did not make enough money, they would also face physical abuse. Warning. Warning. So much warning. Self-harm. Forced self-harm. That's a thing. Child abuse. Forced self-harm. Child abuse. Oh God, this makes me sick. I forgot about this part. Oh no. It's so bad, y'all. As Rock's mind got more twisted, so did the abuse he forced upon his followers. He would make some members break their own legs with sledgehammers, sit on lit stoves. He would make them shoot each other with shotguns and eat dead mice and shit.
Jeez.
Sometimes they were forced to cut off the toes of another follower to prove their loyalty. Sadly, the children were not immune from this abuse. They were sexually abused, held over fires, and even nailed to trees while other kids stoned them.
Jesus.
One of Rock's wives left her newborn outside to die in the freezing temperatures instead of them having to live with the abuse. While 17 of the children were removed from the commune in 1987, neither Rock nor any of his members were ever charged with anything.
Jeez.
Now, Rock's mission was to purify his followers through abuse. He was like, I'm purifying you. He would have purification sessions where a follower was forced to strip down naked, then be whipped and beaten. He claimed to be a holy being and would perform amateur surgery on people. In one surgery, he would inject a 94% ethanol solution into members' stomachs. Other surgeries include circumcisions on children and men in the group. This makes me really fucking upset. Warning for the abuse and death of a child. I'm going to try and get through this really fucking fast. In 1981, 2-year-old Samuel Gilgore was having problems urinating when Rock split open his penis. When the boy wouldn't stop crying from this, Rock had Guy Veer beat the boy who died from the abuse. Trying to cover it up, they burned the body. He then castrated Veer and told members to say he had been trampled by a horse. So there's that.
Jeez.
That was the part that I was like, oh God, fuck, I forgot about that. Goddamn. When I tell you these people were fucked. These people were fucked.
Yep.
Police came out and arrested several members, but they would all shortly be released. This one's also fucked, but it's an adult, so it was like not quite as traumatizing, but holy shit. In 1989, member Solange Bullard complained of an upset stomach, so Rock performed surgery on her. Warning! Warning! He had her lay down naked on a table where he punched her in the stomach several times before forcing a tube into her rectum and giving her a molasses and olive oil enema. He then proceeded to cut open her abdomen with a knife before he ripped out part of her intestines with his bare hand. He then made another member sew her up with needle and thread, and yet another woman shoved a tube down her throat and had to blow air into it. And dear God, I hope it wasn't the same one that he gave her the enema with.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, and it gets worse. It gets worse.
Wow.
Solange died the next day, but Rock claimed to have the power of resurrection. He ordered followers to cut off the top of her skull, and then he and several men proceeded to ejaculate on her brain.
What the hell?
And can you believe she did not come back to life?
Oh.
Sorry. The way you just said, oh. Oh, God. See, I don't do cults very often, folks, because
Well,
the
it's
fuck?
one of these pictures said the worst cult. So,
And Marshall Applewhite thought they were the cult of cults. No, sir.
phew.
Heaven's Gate was a fucking daycare center. What the fuck are you talking about? You never masturbated onto someone's brain.
That's crazy. That's whack.
Mm.
Like, what makes a person want to do something like that?
Oh, no.
Like, how do you come up with even the idea of doing that? Like,
I don't know.
oh, that's fucked.
Sorry. You just I read the line again and you He then removed one of her ribs to wear as a souvenir before having her buried. One who got some of the worst abuse was one of Rock's wives, Gabrielle Lavelli.
Wait a minute. I know where he got this from now. He was reading the Old Testament. They did a lot of fucked up shit in the Old Testament.
Listen, I don't.
Not that fucked up, but
I'm like,
they
when
did
Canadians go hard, they just fucking go hard, I guess.
I guess so.
One of Rock's wives, Gabrielle Lavelli. I just want y'all to know that I really hate cults and it takes a lot to get me rattled, but it took a lot for me to write these notes, and I literally almost stopped my notes right here because I was like, I don't want to write this shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to type it. I don't want to have to say it.
Yeah.
But they had to live through it.
Sure.
So we can talk about it. So this poor woman, over her time, was subjected to torch burns on her genitals. She had a hypodermic needle broken off in her back and had 8 of her teeth forcibly removed.
Jeez.
She attempted to escape after Rock cut parts off of her breast and smashed in the side of her head with an axe.
Sounds like a death metal song or something.
She was caught and returned to the commune, and Rock cut off one of her fingers with wire cutters, nailed her hand to a table with a knife, and then used a cleaver to cut her arm off.
Jesus. And she survived all that?
Mm-hmm. Women, right? Am I right? Can we talk about some women empowerment during this Women's History Month? Because, bitch, what?
Right.
Get it, girl? Lavelli was able to escape and to get to authorities in 1989. Authorities had long had suspicions about the commune due to the primitive living conditions, but as they were registered as a church, there was nothing they could do other than take the kids. Because they were a church. Rock was arrested and found guilty of assault for cutting off Lavelli's arm and got 12 years in prison. But this opened up the cult to investigations, and soon they learned about the abuse and death of Solange. In 1993, Roch pled guilty to second-degree murder for her death and was sentenced to life in prison. And while most of his members ghosted him after his arrest, at least a few women stood by him as he would father 4 more children during conjugal visits while imprisoned.
Jeez.
He cut a bitch's arm off,
Right.
chopped off part of her titty, and you gonna pop out babies for him? In 2000, 25 years ago, Roch was transferred to Dorchester Penitentiary in Dorchester, New Brunswick. He applied for parole in 2002, but was rejected as he was considered too high risk to reoffend. No shit, Sherlock. In 2009, he attempted to sell his artwork on the website murderauction.com, but the Correctional Service of Canada prevented any of his work from leaving the prison. Roch would be murdered on February 26, 2011. He was only murdered 14 years ago.
Wow.
By his cellmate, Matthew Gerard McDonald, was already serving a life sentence for a previous murder charge and was handed another life sentence for Roch's murder. It would seem that McDonald stabbed Roch in the neck with a shiv, walked up to the guard station, handed them the weapon, and said, quote, "That piece of shit's down on the range. Here's the knife. I sliced him up," end quote.
Oh, shit.
And that is the terrible case of the Anthill Kids.
That's crazy.
What do you think about that, Bill?
That's probably the wildest one I've ever heard.
The boy fucked me up.
The most
gruesome
one I've ever heard.
Like, it's bad. There's, believe it or not, there's actually worse out there.
I'm gonna have to get us a couple of shirts that say "I survived the Anthill Kids. Time suck."
Okay.
Because that was pretty bad.
That one was really, really bad. That one was really, really bad. I don't like doing cults because they do some really fucked up shit to people. Like, they get so twisted with their ideas that they think, like, okay, well, the only way to make people stay is to, like, beat them and chop off body parts and make them do terrible shit to each other so they have a sense of guilt about the things that they have done. Like, I really hate cults.
Yeah.
I really hate cults. The only cult I want to be a part of is, like, you know, for other podcasts that I really, really like. I enjoy those cults.
Podcast
cults. I enjoy those. Don't enjoy this. Don't enjoy the maggot cult we're currently living through.
You're right.
Our country is being ran by a cult leader. Help. Help.
Yeah.
If there's any government people in other countries listening to this right now, bomb us, please. Dear God. Do something, because I'm sick of it. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. Not much to enjoy about that. I'm sorry it was so terrible. People live through this shit. You know?
That's crazy.
Like, people live through this, and that's pretty terrible shit.
Yeah.
Watch out for cults, folks. If anybody tells you you have to give up all of your finances and live on their little plot of land out in the woods,
Run.
It's a cult. If they tell you that doomsday is coming and they give you a specific date, it's a cult.
Run.
They tell you can't have contact with your family or your friends or your community, it's a cult.
Also run.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week, guys, and we will see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.